I'm going to preface this by saying, got nothing against the bigger girls. In fact, I love you all. This is aimed at the self-righteous spheroids of the fat acceptance movement. Speaking of, fat acceptance is fucking stupid. Let's mock it. Trigger warning. Fat jokes. Like, a lot of them. But it's okay, because I'm allowed. According to identity politics, as I'm also a fat. Not as fat as most of these cunts, but bigger than I should be. But I am working on it. Better get my digs in while I still can, eh?
6 things fat women shouldn't be afraid of. Growing up without body positivity on my side was tough, and I, like many of my plus-size sisters, felt an undercurrent of fear running through my veins.
Fear and butter.
Fear of judgment clouded much of my youth, and I often restricted myself in an attempt to blend seamlessly into society.
The same thing that was restricting you would also make it impossible for you to blend in anywhere but a John Goodman lookalike contest.
I wouldn't allow myself certain experiences. I'd break plans. I'd make up excuses simply because I didn't want to go outside and be faced with another day of worrying what a stranger might think of me.
In all seriousness, no one cares if you're fat unless you make a big deal out of it. I kid. No matter how you look, you should always remember you'll worry less about what people think of you when you realise how seldom they do.
Thankfully, the body positivity movement has grown with such force that women are no longer letting society stand in their way.
Who needs society to stand in your way when you get in your own way all the time?
Fat women are choosing to live their lives not in spite of their bodies, but with their bodies as an ally.
Or 3, or 4 allies even.
There are certain things that I've noticed no longer hold the same level of powers over me as they once did, and I've realized that there are a whole bunch of things that fat women shouldn't be afraid of. Here are 6 of them.
I would just like to point out, dieting isn't on this list, so be afraid. Ooh.
Our reflections. In the past, there was many a time when I would divert my eyes so that I didn't catch sight of myself in the mirror, in a shop window, in the window of a passing car.
Or even catching your entire reflection in a nearby lake.
But if I did lock eyes with myself, I'd always cringe a bit at my appearance.
A bit?
But now fat women don't have to be afraid of their reflections. Body positivity has given many of us the confidence to look in the mirror undeterred.
By all the bubbling layers of fat.
And realize that actually, we are slaying our outfits.
A stretched and torn outfit is murdered, not slain.
And more so, we are slaying the skin that we exist in regardless of its shape or size.
See previous comment.
We have learnt that our bodies are nothing to be ashamed of, and walking tall with our heads held high.
Is it called walking in a mobility scooter? And surely your heads are, held at waist height.
It's something that we should have been doing proudly since day one. Get it, girl.
By it, I assume you mean cake.
Having a second helping.
Speaking of cake...
On more than one occasion, I recall eyeing up that last potato or extra bit of pudding and wanting it bad.
Presented without comment.
But because of society's judgment of fat women in relation to food, I never went for it.
Oh, fuck you, yeah. A fat man never gets judged. The fact is, you cunts only advocate for lady fats. Man fats, well, they have all that privilege to benefit from in some nebulous manner.
Society has told us for many years that a fat woman eating is something to be shamed. That fat women shouldn't ask for more, and they certainly shouldn't order the most delicious thing on the menu.
Sorry, who the fuck ever said this to you apropos of nothing? Apart from maybe your fucking doctor. Although, to be fair, that was because children kept getting caught in your gravitational field and slung into walls.
But no more. A girl has got to eat, and fat women should no longer be ashamed of reaching for that extra helping.
Eating and overeating are not the same thing. I think I've sussed it. The sea isn't rising, we're all sinking because of fuckers like you.
Don't let society's toxic diet culture spread into your eating routine. If you want it, have it.
And when you die at age 32, you'll know it was because of, white supremacy?
Shopping in public. With few shops stocking plus-size clothing and the dreaded changing room anxiety, Shopping in public, or more specifically, clothes shopping in public, proved to be a traumatic experience in my younger days.
Hey, don't worry, I got you on this one. Bed sheets. Everybody needs bed sheets, so no one will know what you're really buying them for. And as long as you still fit on a king-size bed, you'll fit into a bed sheet. Couple of holes for your head and arms and you're golden.
Fat women are often left feeling somewhat unwanted when browsing the shops, and the pretty woman effect is often in full force.
No worries, with my bedsheet plan, you'll be shopping in Bed Bath & Beyond's bedding section anyway.
But now with more and more shops using more accurate models, with more shops stocking a range of sizes, and with some unabashedly supporting the body positivity movement.
Indeed, congratulations. You have normalised being a fat fucker. 50 years from now, we'll thank you when overpopulation is solved after 30% of the population all die at once.
Fat women no longer have to be afraid of shopping until they drop, and you shouldn't be afraid either.
And we all know you'll drop after about 5 minutes of walking.
Asking for what we want. Fat women are supposed to be invisible, right?
Invisible! Invisible.
That's what fashion and the media have so far told us. We are taught not to have a voice, to shrink our bodies, and to be relatively unseen.
No, you misunderstood. They said lose some fucking weight, we can't see past you.
But thankfully, that's no longer the case. Fat women are now finding their voices and asking for what they want.
Pie.
Instead of putting up with less than everyone else.
Less? Stop it. You're fucking killing me. No, stop. No.
We are demanding more respect in public, in the media, in the fashion world, at work, in personal relationship. The list goes on.
If you merely demand respect, you probably don't deserve it.
And it's so incredibly powerful to see. We no longer have to abstain from what we want to say or do. So go get it!
More cake! Yay!
Expressing our individuality. Before the body positive movement picked up momentum, fashion for plus-size women was extremely limited.
Bedsheets have always come in a plethora of patterns, thank you very much.
Many stores were still on the side of covering up fat bodies with material in excess and unshapely clothes.
Isn't the purpose of clothes to cover people up?
But now that many stores have realized that fat women want to show off our shapely figures in gorgeous items of clothing, the options for fat fashion is monumental.
As monumental as your fat are.
Exceptional outfits in a whole variety of sizes means that fat women no longer have to shy away from the clothes that we want to wear to express our individuality.
Fine, fuck you. I'll take my bedsheet idea to someone a little more grateful for my genius.
Loving our bodies. Perhaps the thing that fat women need to be the least afraid of is loving their bodies.
I've heard of BBW porn, you fuckers aren't afraid of loving your bodies with all sorts of crap.
It takes time to learn to love your body.
And heavy machinery.
But now that there is a whole space available online and in real life for fat women to find support, acceptance, and love,
a space much bigger than everyone else needs.
it's easier than ever to discover ways in which you can cultivate a sense of self-love.
Masturbation joke.
Fat women no longer have to be afraid of loving their bodies and doing it in the public sphere.
That would be indecent exposure.
Because fat women unite. And we've got this.
Oh, fuck me, no. If they unite, they'll form a black hole and destroy us all. Haha, fat jokes.